Today I'm feeling very unicorn. I had this idea of what is your unicorn quality, and if we could do a reading on that, what would it say? I wanted to find out what your unicorn quality is. And there's going to be 3 options for you to choose from today. We have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. So choose your pile and or your group. Use the timestamps linked in the description box or pinned in the comment section below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or reading, and we will see you there. All right, hi group number 1. Let's find out what your unicorn qualities are. So I'm so curious, and of course I had to use the unicorn oracle for this reading. So we have decide. It's time to clearly make a decision about what you want. Okay. You have the Queen of Roses, Miss USA, second place, the beauty queen. Okay, so I feel like one of your unicorn qualities is obviously your looks. And I'm also getting from decide a very sort of laid back type of energy, just very sort of go with the flow. And I think that even though the card says decide, I think that you kind of let the universe decide. And it's like there's just this very feminine quality, whether you're male or female. I feel like there's a very feminine quality about you. And you have the villain. Interesting. People might see you as the villain, but I think that you are really actually just so beautiful that people are jealous. And then you have next destination, the 3 of Roses. You also have the 4 of Roses, the mansion. Yeah, I feel like one of your unicorn qualities is that, first of all, I think you're very blessed physically, obviously. That's pretty clear here that you're very beautiful. I also think that you're blessed. You could be blessed financially. You could be somebody who travels a lot and who has wealth in like the physical sense. Either that or you have like a mansion within your heart, you know, like you're very loving, very charitable, but very giving is kind of the energy that I'm getting here. And for some reason, people demonize that. They villainize that. And it's like being the only unicorn in a world full of horses. Sometimes it can feel as though you are being attacked or you're being singled out. And it's really coming from a place of jealousy is what I'm seeing, is that people envy really what you have, or what you are, I should say, because it's not even really about what you have. I think it's more so to do with what you are. I mean, your looks are something you have and money is something you have, but I think it's your heart that is something that you are, and you can't really, you know, that's not something you can buy or change. It's just what you are. Now, I did also want to use the last unicorn tarot deck as well. So we have the 6 of coins. Yeah, that's that energy of charitability I was getting. And I didn't see it in the cards. I just felt it. And yeah, there it is. So 6 of coins, very charitable, very giving. Like if you were the type of person who had $1 million, I feel like you would donate half of it to charities that you really, really felt a strong connection to. Like you're just that type of person where you're very giving, and you choose to be that way. Like it's not something that you necessarily feel like you have enough maybe, but I feel like you just choose to be charitable, choose to be giving because you're so caring and empathetic. That's kind of what I'm getting here. And you have the 5 of Wands. I feel like people are always trying to compete with you, whether you realize it or not. And they're making you out to be the villain in their story because it makes them feel better. It makes them feel a little bit easier. But I think that you're okay with that on some level. It's like that's maybe part of the charity is like, okay, you can hate me if you want to. I'm just going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep being my authentic self. I'm not going to hide away and change who I am because you're upset. And I can empathize and understand. I'm going to send you love, but I'm just going to continue being me. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. You have the moon in reverse. Yeah, so very intuitive, very go with the flow. Again, like very go with the flow. You might be psychic as well. You might just be very, very intuitive, right? Like you just have a sense of what you need to be doing or where you need to be. It's like it's just very fluid is the way that I'm seeing it and feeling it. Like if somebody asked you a question of like, what do you want to do today? I feel like you'd be like, I don't know. I have to wait and see how I feel. And then as soon as you feel it, you're like, I'm supposed to be here. And then you go there. It's like a butterfly. You just kind of flit around, but it's beautiful because you're always drawn to where you're needed energetically. You're always there to like bless a space, whether it's with your beauty or with your energy or with something that you have to give. It's like you can turn anything into a beautiful diamond castle is what they actually just showed me. And like the mansion really speaks of that as well. It's like you can turn anything into a beautiful diamond castle because that's the essence of who you are. Wow, yes, exactly. You are the star, group number 1. You are the star. And that's why I think that there's demonization here from people. It's really just projection. Don't worry about it. But I feel like you have this star quality about you, and you're always on the move. You're always flowing into the next thing. Very butterfly type of energy. You might even be a social butterfly, but you can also be an introvert and still be a social butterfly in the sense that when you are out, you're very sort of just, I just get this feeling that you're very authentic and you're just very natural in the way that you operate. And so it's not like you're trying to put on an act of who you are or trying to be social for the sake of it. I feel like you're genuinely social when you have the energy for it. And then you pull back when you need to, and you go into that inner realm. Very, very intuitive. And you have the 8 of coins. So another quality that I see here of your unicornness, if we want to call it that, is the fact that you are very learned, is actually what Spirit just said. Yeah, you're very learned. You actually have a lot of knowledge. And whether this is knowledge that you've gained through your experiences, maybe you're well-traveled, maybe it's knowledge that you've gained through institutions like universities and things like that, or it's knowledge that you've gained through being in your body and just being connected to that intuition. I feel like whatever it is, you have a lot of knowledge, and that has actually sort of what's the word I'm looking for here? It's like when something reduces down and concentrates. And it's like they're showing me one of those like coffee pots that has one of those presses, and it's like you concentrate things. I don't know. Anyways, you've turned knowledge into wisdom. That's what I'm trying to say here. Very ineloquently, unfortunately, because I haven't had my morning coffee yet. And speaking of coffee, I do want to get the coffee cup oracle cards and also the flower blossoms. And thank you so much to the generous donors who have contributed those to us here on the channel through the Amazon wish list that I have linked below. I have so many cards and decks saved there that I want to get to know and use on the channel. So thank you so much to you guys for sending those in. So let's take a look for you, group number 1 from the Coffee Cup Oracle. What is your unicorn quality? Oh, look at that. Yes, the dove. Exactly. This is so perfect and spot on for the energy that I was feeling from Decide. It's like very peaceful and serenity. Yeah, like you just have this inner serenity about you, and there's this feeling of just placid sort of they're showing me like smooth waters on a lake in the early morning, and you can hear the birds are just starting to wake up, and there's like this glossy sheen on the surface of the lake, not a ripple in sight, and it's reflecting the clouds, the beautiful wispy clouds in the sky. That is your unicorn energy. If I could kind of summarize it or capture it in an image or in that scene, that's your unicorn vibe, group number 1. It is beautiful. And that's the thing, is like people can look at that beauty and be in awe of it and want to experience more of it. And I think some other people are going to look upon that beauty and they feel like a car park in comparison. Like they feel like a parking lot, and you're like this majestic, beautiful landscape. And it's unfortunate that people don't see the value in what they have or what they are, and they have to compare themselves to you, because you're not comparing yourselves to them. You're not comparing yourself to anyone. You're okay with second place if that's the case, but I feel that you're first place. It's just maybe you feel like you're second place, but no, you're not. It's just this humbleness, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. I get this feeling of humbleness from you and just, yeah, peace and serenity and this lightness of being very unicorn. Yeah, it is. It's very unicorn. I feel this one as well. Ooh, yeah, I knew it. See, envy. I said it. I called it. I feel it. I say it. Energy doesn't lie. Energy is very clear. And with the eye here, I think you have a great awareness of that. Like I said, you're very intuitive. You have a sense of what is going on around you energetically, and you feel that. Your third eye may be very, very awakened, especially since I'm using a lot of visualizations to describe your energy. That's usually because you are that type of person. I describe the energy based on how I feel it. So yeah, people are definitely envious of you, and you may need to protect your energy because they project their shortcomings onto you, their fears, their inadequacies, their insecurities, things like that. Like I said, they make you out to be the villain, but you're not. Group number one, you are a blessing here on earth, and you are a walking angel. You are a living unicorn. So please do not take these projections personally. Please do not let them infiltrate your purity. Concentrate that experience down into wisdom as you do, right? As you do. That is your gift. You decide to be charitable. You decide to choose love. You decide to be beautiful, and not because it's an ego thing. You are beautiful inside and out because you are pure, because you are a unicorn. You are a radiant flower. Speaking of the flowers, actually, I do want to get a flower oracle. The flower petals, how appropriate for this reading. Very soft, gentle, just like your energy. I do feel this one. Lily of the valley, happiness is found with your purpose. So group number one, I feel like you have a deep, deep sense of purpose. And I think that comes along with your intuitive nature. You just feel where spirit is calling you. You feel where you are meant to be and what you're meant to be doing. And I think a lot of that is to do with expansion, maybe travel, because they did just draw me back to the next destination card. I do feel like you are drawn to travel. You're drawn to live a life of luxury. And this is not coming from the ego. It's coming from this matching with your energy, because you are the star. So if you're the star and you're living in like a third world country, it just doesn't match your energy. You know what I mean? If you're living in a war zone, it doesn't match your energy because you are peace and serenity. So peace and serenity needs to be surrounded by peace and serenity. And that's why you are meant to be in this, they just literally used the phrase lap of luxury. Yeah, you're meant to be in the lap of luxury because it is an energetic match to you at soul level. It's not like like I said, it's not an ego desire. And I think that's where, again, there's projections from other people because they perceive you maybe chasing after these things or having these things, and they see you as being egotistical, but that's projection from themselves. So don't worry about it. Cherry blossom, return quietly now and be at peace. Again, we have the word peace. That's what I was getting from decide. So you're very peaceful. You are very calm, very serene, like that image that they showed us on the lake. Peaceful, calm, beautiful, serene. It's healing. Like when I think of that image on the lake, I actually used to live on a lake, and my backyard was kind of like that. And I remember going out in the evenings and just sitting and listening to the loon calls and hearing the sound of the water as it just gently moved, and the rustling of the wind through the trees. It's healing. And that is the energy that you have. It's actually very, very regenerative. And that's the star quality as well. And that's what unicorns do. Like in the archetypal sense, unicorns are purifiers. They are healers. They represent the energy of peace, purity, and serenity. So, I mean, it makes sense that this is your unicorn energy because we're literally doing a unicorn reading, and that's what unicorns do. And they're very beautiful. Like, yeah, it all fits. I can see it here. But yeah, it's like you kind of have to overcome a couple of things in this lifetime, maybe self-doubt or projections from other people because you're so intuitive and empathic. I feel like you might absorb that, and people can influence how you feel about yourself or how you feel about the world. And that's why they're saying return quietly now and be at peace. It's like if you can find that peaceful energy within yourself, it's going to help to heal anything that has been integrated into you from the outside, like anxieties, worries, fears, doubts, ego projections, and things like that have kind of gotten in and infiltrated your energy. And yeah, like they just used the word corrupted, but it hasn't corrupted you. It's kind of tainted your purity in a sense. And on the bottom of the deck here, we have sweet pea. The comfort of good company heals old hurts. So I feel like being in the right company is going to be really important, and choosing people to be around you who don't see you as the villain, who really actually see your true self, which is this purity and this radiance and this healing light that you are, because you have so much to share. That's why you're so charitable. It just doesn't even matter if it's money. It's like you share your light, you share love, you share happiness, you share peace, you share passion and drive, you share this sense of healing. Yeah, you're just like a natural healer, group number 1. I really get that sense that you are healing to be around. And I think part of that is why people are envious, is because you just radiate this light, and people who are still in their own shadow or who have not accepted their own light, they're not going to appreciate that, because the light triggers the darkness. The light illuminates the darkness, and you kind of cast a light onto other people's shadow selves and their subconscious and all of the things that have been repressed and buried there. So it makes other people uncomfortable. Even though you're such good company and you are so healing, what you're doing is triggering them. And that's a good thing because it helps them to heal in the long run, but they don't necessarily realize that when it's happening, and people don't always appreciate that. So they'll villainize you because they feel something uncomfortable in your presence, even though what you're doing is blessing them. So now I have a couple of fun things. I did get some charms. Thank you to a subscriber who has sent us, again, a donation of some charms. So thank you. I'm so excited to use these for the first time with you guys. So let's take a look. I'm just going to look away and grab a couple and see what we have. All right, so we have bamboo. I feel like you're very flexible, very adaptable. You are able to grow very quickly and renew yourself very quickly. You are, very adaptable. Like I want to put it over here on the side because this energy is all about adaptability. It's like you're very sort of fluid. I'm getting very mutable energy. So like Pisces, Gemini, maybe Sagittarius, things like that. We do have Aquarius here with the star card too, and that was kind of calling out to me, but Pisces is here with the moon as well. So that may be some of your dominant energy in your chart, or it might not be. It's just kind of like the archetypal qualities. All right, you have this beautiful lilac heart, matches perfectly with the shirt I'm wearing today, actually. And I feel like this is the purity of your heart, because I want to put it here on the star card. So it's the purity of your heart that is within you, and it is really, truly radiant and pure. So don't let anybody taint that with their projections, okay? Oh, yes, you have the ice cream. You are so, so sweet. And I'm seeing somebody sharing, again, they're giving me that like energy of sharing from the ice cream here. So you guys are definitely very charitable, very giving. You want other people to experience the sweetness of life. You want to give even if you don't have a lot. And if you do have a lot, then you give a lot. Like it's very sort of proportional to what you can share. But I think that even if you had nothing, you would still share something, because that's just part of your nature. We do have the cutest little giraffe I ever did see. And the giraffe always reminds me of third eye. So again, with the eye here, I do see that you're very psychic, very intuitive, very tuned in. I just heard the word earth angel as well. So yeah, you're very psychic and intuitive because you're an earth angel. You're connected to a higher vibrational realm. The giraffe, the reason it makes me think of that is because giraffes have a horn specifically where the third eye is located on their forehead. And because they're so tall and their head reaches above, it's like they're very grounded and down to earth, but at the same same time, they have this higher perspective that affords them this awareness. And I want to put it here with next destination. So I feel like you have this higher perspective, like the plane up in the sky. You kind of have a bird's eye view of things. That's very Earth Angel, because you're seeing it from that higher dimensional, love-based, fifth dimensional perspective and above. Okay, we have, what is this? It's kind of like a bunny, and it looks like there's some like Alice in Wonderland, like card game. So it's giving me Alice in Wonderland. So you do feel very much like Alice, like you're kind of lost in Wonderland, but you're very innocent, and you're just there to experience things. I think that that's part of Next Destination as well. It's like you really are here for the experience. You're on a bit of a journey, and you're just discovering a lot about yourself and other people along the way. Now, I do want to look at this one. Ooh, you have like strawberry milk. Yeah, that's the energy that I get from you. Just very sweet, like sweet pea. Yeah, it's very sweet, very innocent, very pure. Cherry blossom, same thing. And I actually use the cherry blossom lanyard here in the reading. So yeah, you guys are very sweet. And I think with strawberry milk, like some people are going to love it and some people don't. And that's fine. And it doesn't mean that the strawberry milk is not valuable or that it's not delicious. It's like some people are just not going to like it, and that's okay. And again, like you're not for everyone because you're so unique, because you're so pure, because you're so beautiful and radiant and charitable. It's like, I'm getting like Cinderella vibes a little bit, where the stepsisters and the stepmother are so triggered by Cinderella because despite what she's been through, she still manages to be charitable and loving and giving and forgiving and kind and compassionate. And it's like that sweetness that can never be tainted. And so she ends up in the castle. Yeah, the mansion. She ends up in the castle. She travels to the next destination. She goes in the pumpkin carriage. Boom, there you go. And it just feels like, yeah, people, not all people are going to appreciate that because they feel like they don't have that. And again, we have innocence here with the teddy bear. So I feel like, yeah, you're very innocent. And there's like a childlike sort of quality about you, whether you realize it or not. It's very beautiful. And I'm also seeing something about protection here. They want me to put the teddy bear with envy and protection. Why is that, Spirit? Stuffed animals may be a form of protection. I know this is such a random message, but this is what they're showing me. It's kind of like the stuffed animals are like a security blanket, like they're security items. They're safety tools almost. And it's like, that's what children use them for. It's right. Like if they're scared of the boogeyman in the closet or under the bed, they hold tighter to their teddy bear or to their blankie and they feel safer. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here is like that. It's just sort of like, it's just an object that represents safety. And so the more that you can connect to that feeling of safety and holding that within yourself, the more that you're protected. That's really what I see there. But if you're drawn to teddy bears, as you could probably see in the opening scene of this video, I sure am. I have lots of stuffed animals all around my house, not just in my office. And they do give me a sense of comfort and safety and peace. So I feel like if that's something that you resonate with as well, it could be something to think about. Maybe get yourself a teddy bear that does give you that feeling of peace and security. And anytime that you feel those projections coming your way, just give it a squeeze and you'll feel better. It's very innocent, very childlike energy. And then lastly, we have the butterfly. I said it, I did, see, I love it when spirit confirms what I'm picking up on energetically. You guys are like this beautiful butterfly that flits around and you're peaceful and beautiful and you're drawn to the sweetness of life. Oh, I just noticed I have a little bit of, that's eyeliner, whoops, on my finger, whatever. You guys are so beautiful. I know you won't mind. You wanted to fly off into the lily of the valley, and it fell on happiness is found within your purpose. So I feel like you are really, really drawn to your purpose, and part of your purpose in being here on this planet at this time is to spread happiness. It's to spread joy. It's to be that lightness of being that you are, that really lights up a room and blesses everyone in it, whether they want it or not. So that is what I see for you, group number 1. What a beautiful, beautiful unicorn energy you have. I mean, I was really expecting nothing less from a unicorn reading, but wow, I am so blessed that you are here in this reading with me. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you really love my readings and you want to support the channel, I do have memberships available here you guys can check out. We have lots of pick a card readings, weekly guidance, how-to tutorials, and I'm also going to be uploading tarot courses for the Soul Family members. We also do once monthly live readings where the Soul Family members can jump on and ask me questions, and I provide energy healing, guidance, feedback, and intuitive messages from spirit. So if you guys are interested in any and or all of that, check it out by hitting the join button, which should be right below this video. If you don't see it there, that means that you're on an iOS device that doesn't show it, so you might have to go through a web page or through a desktop computer to access it and become a member here on this soul family journey that we are on together. So I love you guys. We'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your unicorn reading. Let's find out what your unicorn qualities are. So, of course, I had to use the unicorn oracle. You have share. When you share, everyone feels happy. All right. So before I say anything, I want to see the rest of the cards here. This is a new deck that I just got. So we have 6 of Roses, Challenge Winner. Challenge Winner. I feel like you're someone who shares your successes. I said I was going to wait until I got the rest of the cards out, but I'm getting that message really strongly. I feel like you're someone who shares in success. Like if you win, everyone wins. Like I get this feeling of like, they're showing me Entourage, like the show Entourage, where the main guy is very successful and he kind of brings all his friends with him. And then he tries to like give them opportunities and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like you're the type of person who will let other people ride along on your coattails type of thing, because you're like, let's all win together. Or you're just very supportive of other people as they succeed and vice versa, something like that. We have competition, 5 of Roses. Yeah, I feel like you do not see people as competition. This is one of your unicorn qualities. Like you see everyone as equal and you want everyone to succeed. You want everyone to win. And even if someone is your competition, quite literally, you're like, no, I want you to win too. I want us to win together. And even if I don't win, I want you to win. It's like very, very, very compassionate, very empathetic. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Oh, and you have, for the wrong reasons, the 7 of Mirrors with all of these 6s. Okay. So I feel like one of your unicorn qualities is that you do it for the right reasons. And I think that your competitors see you as doing it for the wrong reasons somehow. Like how they could distort you sharing your good fortune and wanting them to win too, as you trying to get ahead. It's kind of like, but I think that people feel like you're doing it out of a need to try and get ahead. So it's like you're promoting other people to try and make yourself look better, or you're trying to support someone so that they'll support you back. They feel like I'm getting this feeling that people, especially your competitors or people who feel like threatened by you, they a little bit think that you are doing it with ulterior motives, but you're not. Because I'm reading the energy, not just the cards here, and energetically, it's a very sort of, it's a very heart-centered energy that I'm sensing here that comes from you. So you're here to really help to support people. And it's like you want to hype them up because you genuinely want them to succeed and be happy. Wow. You have the 10 of Flutes, the proposal. Wow. I just see so much value here. I feel like one of your unicorn qualities is that you are priceless. Yeah. Unicorns are like one of a kind. So yeah, you're very priceless. You are like a rare diamond is what Spirit just said. You are a rare diamond. And so because of that, it's important that you actually don't share that energy too freely, because I think some people, they just gave me the phrase, don't cast pearls before swine. And there's nothing wrong with swine. Pigs are amazing, but it's like they're not going to appreciate that. They're not going to value that. And those pearls are going to be damaged or even destroyed or even maybe just dirtied. But still, I'm seeing here that it's important that you reserve your generosity and your support for people who truly value it, because I do feel like there are people who have taken advantage of you in the past, group number 2. They've really sort of, like they see your kindness and your charitability as something to take from, even though you give it so freely. I think that's part of it though, right? Like if you give and then they see that you're a giver, you're going to give to them, you're going to support them, you're going to do this and that, they're going to start trying to take it from you or just ask for more and more and more and more and more. So I feel like there is a little bit of a need to kind of protect your own energy and do that for the right reasons, because you give for the right reasons, not the wrong ones. But I think sometimes the outcome is the wrong thing. Like you end up drained or you end up feeling maybe even resentful on some level because people are taking from you more than you intended, and I feel like you don't really have a way. Yeah, it's like there's a lack of boundaries. There's resistance to even saying this, but I feel like you have a hard time saying no. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. You have the 8 of Swords, and this is the last unicorn deck. Of course, I had to use this one too. So yeah, the 8 of Swords here, you guys feel maybe trapped sometimes because it's like you want to give, you want to share. You're coming so much from the heart. And I think people don't really necessarily either understand that or respect that, or maybe both. Like they don't understand it and therefore they don't respect it. The 3 of Wands. So I feel like one of your unicorn qualities is that I think you kind of hide yourself away here, group number 2. I do have this feeling of like it's like you want to build everyone else up, but when that competition comes in or people see you as competition and they start kind of accusing you of doing it for the wrong reasons, I feel like you do kind of unconsciously know that you need to protect your value and pull back. So you might be somebody who kind of hides behind these walls, either physically, literally, like in your house, or you put up, instead of having boundaries, you put up barriers because you don't really understand yet how to say no because you're just so naturally charitable and giving. You want everyone to be happy, but I'm getting like a little bit of people-pleasing energy here, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you to a straight. It does feel a little bit people-pleasy, but it comes from the right place. I think, people-pleasing can be a trauma response. I think your people-pleasing genuinely just comes from the fact that you're so empathetic and you care about people. But there is a need to kind of learn to pull back and protect your energy in a more boundaried way so that you don't have to have those, solid castle walls up to protect you. You can have the gateway open and you can have those guards at the gate. Those are the boundaries. They're checking to see who gets in and who doesn't. Whereas if you just have a solid brick wall, nobody can get in or out. And then you're not able to share, which is part of your divine unicorn gift. It's part of who you are. It's a natural blessing that you exhibit and that you express. Yeah. You have the Death card reversed. So group 1, I feel like you've been through a lot. I want to say that. So maybe some of this people pleasing is a trauma response, but I think it's both. It could be a trauma response and you have a compassionate heart. I don't think it's one or the other. You're like the diamond in the rough though. So like if you've been through a lot of crap in your life and you've been poisoned by a lot of toxic people, because that's what they're showing me here is like the death, the like skull on the vial of poison there. I feel like a lot of people have dumped their toxicity into you. Yeah, there's like these little goblins and ghouls in the background. Yeah, a lot of people have dumped their toxicity and their negativity into you. And because you are an energetic sponge, you are an empath. You're probably a highly sensitive person too. You've kind of taken that on. And as a result, I think that you've devalued your own pricelessness. Like pricelessness has been misinterpreted as worthlessness. But that's not the case. Group number 2, you are not worthless, you are priceless. Both of them don't have value, but they're very, very different. Okay, like vastly different. other end of the spectrum. Okay, so turn it around, change that perspective if that's something that you struggle with. Know that you are priceless. So stop throwing your pearls before swine, because they're not going to appreciate it, they're not going to respect it, and then you're going to have to, you're feeling like you're being overdrawn is what they're showing me, like a bank account that's just spitting out things, and then it leaves you feeling drained. And you have to then kind of pull back and put yourself into that seclusion or solitary energy, which is not helpful to you. So you also have, what is this? The Hanged Man. Oh, okay. And it's in reverse. So you have the Hanged Man. Yeah, like I said, it feels like you have to kind of pull back when you give too much and try to replenish your energy. Okay. And you have the Four of Wands. Beautiful. Very, very supportive relationships are what you need and deserve. Like, relationships that are going to be reciprocal are what you really, really need, because that's what you are. Like, you are the supporter, you're the hype man or woman, you are the cheerleader for everyone. I feel like if somebody in your friend group is wanting to do something, you're the one who's like, yeah, you can do it, I believe in you. You know, you're not the type of person who's like, that's not a good idea, you shouldn't do that. I really just get this sense that you're not in competition. Like, if one of your friends succeeds and surpasses where you're at, your congratulations are genuine. Like, they're not coming from a place of jealousy or envy or feeling insecure about where you're at. Like, you're just genuinely happy that someone you love and care about is happy. And I feel like that might even broaden outwards, like not just your friend group or your family, but I think that really kind of applies to all people. I feel like you see humans as like part of your family, and so anyone who's around you, you're just wanting to like see them succeed, because that means that we all win. Yeah, I get this feeling of like unity consciousness. You've gone past the lower dimensional realms of separation, and you're in the heart, very much in the heart. Like, I would say you have the gift of divine love or divine compassion, either one of those, because those are very much heart-centered energies where you want to be of service, you want to support, you want to share, you want to build other people up, you want to hold loving space for them. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So love is a big part of your expression here on earth, and that's why I think relationships are a big theme for you, group number 2. And unhealthy relationships are this competitive energy, these projections of ulterior motives that are not actually coming from you, people challenging you, people kind of poisoning you with their own pain, their own drama, their own trauma even. And it's kind of like you need to find a way to get out of that and create that sense of security and stability within yourself, so that you can share from a place that is protected and boundaried and really actually going to serve you and the other person more efficiently. I do see something to do with marriage here. The proposal and the Four of Wands are both really screaming at me about like marriage and love. So I think having a partner who you really can have reciprocal, balanced, healthy love with is one of the major blessings of your life, or one of the major goals, depending on where you're at in this kind of phase. I think that it's going to depend from person to person, but let's get more information from the Coffee Cup Oracle. And thank you so much to the donor who shared these with us by purchasing them from my Amazon wishlist, which is linked below. You have the anchor, stability and security. Yeah, I feel like love is an anchor for you, and the right person can really create a lot of stability and security in your life. And or you can be that for them. Ideally both, right? It should be both. But I just get the sense that maybe relationships have been a struggle, because again, it's kind of like people don't really understand why you would support them in that way, or maybe you just felt stuck and trapped and immobilized by how much you were sharing with other people and not kind of getting anything in return. Not that that was your, again, not that that was the ulterior motive. It's just like there needs to be reciprocation, right? Otherwise, if you give and never get anything back, you end up being drained, because they're showing me like leeches, like people kind of leech you of your time, your energy, your vital force energy, your money even. It's like they just rob you of your joy, and that's not fair, group number 2. You have cat, jealousy and gossip. Interesting energy, because that's kind of what I was seeing there with other people kind of adding drama to your life or poisoning you with their misperceptions and their own false viewpoint. Like they have these ulterior motives, and so they just assume that you do too, because you're doing something that might not make sense to them. Like, why would you support someone when they're your competition? You know, it's like they don't understand that, because they wouldn't do that. They just wouldn't do that because they're all out for themselves. Not all of them, obviously. That's not true. But people who are still living within the ego, who have not gotten to the heart center yet and expressed that or experienced that, they do tend to do that. And that's okay. That's part of their journey. There's no judgment there. But I feel like you've kind of taken on a little bit of this jealousy and gossip, and you need to get that out of your system. Get some security and stability. Anchor yourself to the value within you and the stability that knowledge brings. You have the horse, freedom and action. So I feel like you're meant to be very free and to take action. I did just turn it over and look at the bottom, and it says house, relocation, home. I hope you guys can see that. So it feels to me like there's a need for you to have freedom while at the same time feeling stable. And I think that those two can go together. Like, you can have the freedom to be able to have this entire castle to yourself and still be able to go out into the world and feel safe, and then to come back into your castle. It's like being able to move freely. And I feel like there has been this stuckness, this stagnancy, or this feeling of entrapment because of these lack of boundaries. And in replace of them, the walls. And so the walls went up. And instead of having this security and stability, it really just kind of cut you off from yourself and other people and caused a lot of drama, in a sense. So yeah, let's get some of the flower petals. Again, thank you so much to the donor who purchased these for us from my Amazon wish list. Let's take a look here for you, group number 2. Daffodil, the sun shines brighter when you are here. Yeah, it really does, group number 2. Like, the more that you are just around, the more people really feel like the sun is shining on them, because you are the light, and you just cast it onto other people. You're like supportive of them, and you want them to feel happy. You want them to shine brighter because you love everyone, is kind of what I'm getting. Ooh, you have blushing bride. Your intentions and heart deserve to be known. Okay, so this is very, very much centered around marriage, because you have the proposal, the 4 of Wands, and blushing bride. Okay, so for example, let's say that let's say, for example, you're drawn to somebody who is in like a higher station, and there's a lot of competition for that person because they have a lot of money, or they're very well known, or something like that. And I feel like you and your genuine energy that you bring to the table really, first of all, causes a lot of jealousy, and people want to compete with you because they're threatened. But they also project onto you, like I was saying before, that they feel like you have these ulterior motives for wanting to be with this person. Like, maybe they view you as a gold digger, or they think that you just want notoriety or something like that. But really, in reality, you are just drawn to people because you love them. And it's not about their status or their money or anything like that. It's literally just, do we connect at heart level? Are we on the same page here? And I think that some of these walls are going to come down when you can sort of accept that people are going to project onto you, but stay stable within yourself and free yourself to be able to connect in a way that truly and authentically builds you and this other person up. Again, it's got to be mutual. It's got to be reciprocal. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Aster. The past is over. Let your true self step forward. Like I said, I feel like you've been through some stuff in the past here, group number 2. So a lot of it could be trauma based. And it is important for you to work through that, process that appropriately so that you can let down these walls and free yourself to be able to connect with the people who are truly and authentically meant to be in your life, whoever they happen to be, and share your light and like expand that, because you are meant to be in the spotlight in some way. You're meant to be known, because it says here you deserve to be known, and the sun shines brighter when you're there. It's like you have a spotlight on you everywhere you go. And it's funny because daffodil, the first Latin word there is narcissus. That's interesting. It says narcissus, pseudo-narcissus. So pseudo is kind of like a replication or a fake or something like that. And Narcissus was, the Greek myth about, it's like vanity. He drowned in the water because he was so consumed with his own image. And I feel like people see that. That's how they perceive you. It's like they see you as being vain, or they see you as being full of yourself, or they see you as being someone who's like after the notoriety or the money or something like that. But it's like, no, you're just genuinely being yourself. Like you just genuinely are meant to be in the spotlight. Like you're a peacock, and so you're meant to be admired as a peacock. You're not peacocking. You're just a peacock. You can't change that. That's who you are. You're bright, you're sunny, you're bubbly. But I feel like a lot of that has been sort of hidden behind this pain, this wounding, this trauma, the toxicity, the fear, the projection, and the self sort of effacement is what I just heard. Self-effacement and entrapment that resulted from your own devaluation. And there could be self-worth wounds that you are working on healing. So now let's get some charms. Again, thank you so much to my subscribers. You guys are amazing. Just absolutely blessing me with all of these things for the readings. We've got, oracle cards and amazing, I just love it so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So for group number 2, Spirit, what else do they need to know here about their unicorn qualities? All right, the first thing that I'm seeing here is that you have, 2 crescent moons. Both of these really speak of the, I was actually going to say something else, but they said star quality. Okay, I was going to say that the crescent moons have to do with your intuition and maybe even some of this subconscious wounding, but they said star quality. So got to listen to Spirit here. These crescent moons are connected to star quality, and they want me to put them on freedom and action for whatever reason. So it feels like maybe the your star quality is going to help you to take action and free yourself. Interesting. Yeah, I keep getting like acting vibes. I don't know if you guys are literally an actor, but it's kind of like maybe you're just like a very bold character, or you're just somebody who, again, it's like spotlight sort of quality. You have like that star quality. You've got that it factor, something like that. Yeah, I'm drawn to this one. I don't know what it is. Ooh, it's an egg. Sunny side up. The sun shines brighter when you are here. Yeah, you're sunny side up. Like you are very positive, very optimistic. That's another one of your unique sort of, yeah. Oh, look at, you have 2 stars as well. One of your unique star qualities. Like you are the star. 2 moons and 2 stars. So you are definitely a star group number 2, and you are meant to be known. You deserve to be known. Something about that is really important. It could be through marriage. It could be through love and relationships. It could be through, it's like, it could also be something that you're committed to. It doesn't necessarily have to be romance or romantic. It could be, like something that you're called to. That could be it as well. Oh, look at that. No way. You have a little piggy. I have never used these charms before, so I don't even know what the charms are in there. I literally took them out of the bag and then put them in the bag that I put them in, and that's it. Like, so I've never even seen them. And you have the little piggy. And like I said, do not cast your pearls before swine. And they want me to put this on the proposal on the 10 of flutes, because it's like, you got that diamond. Do not devalue yourself, your wisdom, your kindness, your compassion, your charity, your willingness to be the light in other people's lives. Do not devalue how don't devalue how valuable, how priceless that is. So if people say like, oh, you don't really give much, like, yeah, you do. Your state of being is a blessing for people. And we even have like the coin here. Yeah, so again, it speaks of value. Do not devalue yourself. Don't throw gold coins and pearls and diamonds before pigs, because they're not going to know what to do with that. They're not going to appreciate that. So it's not worth it. Like that's a loss, not an investment. And it's not that you're doing it out of a need for investment. It's just like it causes you to subtly undermine your own worth because your value is not being seen or appreciated. So it's really important that you place your value where it's going to be seen and appreciated. That's going to help to rebuild and to heal some of this wounding. You have this really cute little pink bow. So I feel like some of your unicorn quality is like innocence, the ability to be able to, they just said tie it up in a neat little bow. So maybe you're very organized too. I was going to say innocence because like the bow makes me think of like cute little girls and stuff like that. Almost like Madeline. Is that the person, Madeline? Yeah, something like that. But anyway, they did say tie things up in a neat little bow. So I feel like you're actually able to resolve things quite well. Like challenge winner. You're able to overcome challenges because you can find solutions. Again, you're very optimistic. So I feel like that makes you a good problem solver. And we have this little like, I want to say like mochaccino or like frappuccino or something like that. I feel like you give people energy. Yeah, because the sun shines brighter when you're there and you are always so optimistic and supportive and you're cheerleading for other people. I feel like you give people energy. And I think that's a lot of what the value is here too. Like you literally give people energy. And so you need to be careful with that because some people are going to, again, leech off of you because they can feel your radiance and your like the power of your light. And so they step into your field and they go, oh, you're a giver and you have a lot of stuff to give. That's really valuable. Great, thanks. I'll take all of it and I won't thank you for it. And I'll dump some crap on you. Like if you've dealt with narcissists, if you've been in codependent relationships that were very toxic and dysfunctional, I really see group number 2 that you need to value yourself and you need to set these healthy boundaries so that those walls can come down and you can actually connect to people who are going to value you and truly see the pricelessness of your being, because you're a unicorn. It's very rare what you have. So please, please do not devalue that. You give people a lot of energy because you have a lot to give. You have a lot to share. What is this? Lipstick? Ooh, yes, lipstick. It's like a little... Sorry, I've got eyeliner on my hand. Makeup, whatever. Maybe it was meant to be that way. Yeah, you might be somebody who takes care of their appearance, and maybe that's why people think you're doing it for the wrong reasons, like you're trying to peacock or something, because I did use that example, and like catch a man or catch a woman or something like that. I'm feeling like people project that type of gold diggery vibe on you, but that's not the case at all. It's just because they see you as competition and you're so beautiful and you take care of yourself and you have a high value. People see that whether they won't admit it or not, or whether they want to admit it or not. Oh, and then you have this little sleepy bunny. So sweet. So, yeah, so peaceful, so fluffy, so beautiful. And they want me to put it on the death card, interestingly enough. Why is that, Spirit? You were not dead. You were only resting. And they're showing me like hibernation. I don't know if bunnies hibernate, but that's what they're showing me. They're showing me like, what is that called? A burrow? A den? Something like that. Like the bunnies go into their little burrows. And they're showing me the bunny hibernating and sleeping and just resting. And maybe that's what you were doing in this castle when you built those barriers to protect yourself, to create that sense of stability or security that you really needed to overcome and to kind of heal from a lot of this toxicity and wounding and projection and trauma. I think that in some cases, that hibernation was actually good and it did serve you because it did help you to rest and heal and recuperate and revitalize your energy and come back into your natural state of optimism. And I also think that that phase has its necessary borders, in the sense that it does need to end at some point, right? We can't hibernate all the time. There's a phase for hibernation and there's a phase for action and freedom. And I feel like if you're still in the hibernation phase, trust your intuition to guide you to when you're ready to take action. But you're meant to be known. You're meant to be in the spotlight. You're meant to be highly, highly valued. And you're meant to have this stability that could come through relationships, or it could just come through your own success and how you kind of build yourself and others up as you go along. Because you are really the sun and you shine so, so brightly. So beautiful. So that is what I see for you, group number 2. If people are jealous and they gossip about you, don't take it to heart, especially if you're like, let's say, for example, you're an actor and you're in the spotlight and you're a star, or you're like famous in some way. People are going to gossip. Take the hate as an indication that you have succeeded and just keep being your radiant light. Just keep shining, just keep being bright, keep sharing, but make sure you have those boundaries in place and that you are recuperating your energy so that you're not becoming depleted. Okay. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you love my readings and you want to support the channel even more, we do have memberships available for you, which gives you ad-free access to all of the pick a card that are just for members. We do weekly guidance, fun pick a cards, as well as live streams where I provide members with healing, guidance, card pulls, intuitive support from spirit, etc. And there's also how-to tutorials, and there's going to be tarot courses coming as well. So if you guys are interested in any or all of that, hit the join button, which should be right below the video. If you don't see it there, that means you are on an iOS device and you do need to go through a web page or a desktop or some other kind of device other than iPhone or iPad to be able to access that button. For whatever reason, there's a glitch there. YouTube app functions. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your unicorn reading. Let's find out what makes you so unique and special like a unicorn. And you have this beautiful unicorn card. Of course, I had to use this deck. Let's see. Worth waiting for. Your patience will be rewarded. Group number 3. So part of your unicorn qualities is that I feel like you're actually quite patient. Maybe you don't feel like you are, but I think that your life story would disagree, is what Spirit just said. Like, you are actually quite patient. Maybe you get impatience from time to time. It's a normal human emotion. But I feel like on the whole, you are very patient, and you know that what you truly value is worth waiting for. And I feel like you are the type of person who will work really hard towards something and delay gratification to be able to see the desire that you have, or this calling, or this goal come to fruition. You also have okay, I didn't realize that these cards had swearing on them. I will cover that up, but it says it's the 5 of flutes, and it says, "Sorry, I'm the worst. I effed up." I just got these cards and I haven't used them yet until this reading, so I'll cover that up. Put a cute little teddy bear there so that you can't see, just so that because it's not an 18 plus reading. So anyway, it says, "Sorry, I'm the worst." Interestingly enough, what I'm getting from this card is actually that you are apologetic. I think that you're the type of person who's very thoughtful. I think that's part of your unicorn qualities, is that you're patient, you're thoughtful, you kind of will go above and beyond, is what I just heard. Like, if somebody, it's like you'll make an entire cake for someone if you feel like you've done something wrong. You know what I mean? Like something small, not something big. Like maybe you had to cancel a dinner date with a friend or something, and like the next time you see them, you show up with a cake, and it's like, that's a little bit much, but you really didn't need to do that. But it's just because you are so, I feel like a lot of your love language is maybe like gifts or acts of service. I feel like you're very sort of practical, grounded. I feel like you have a lot of like very physical energy that you use towards creating things or doing things. And again, I think that's what makes you so patient, is because you understand that to make something, it takes time, it takes effort. So it's like, you're going to take the time to bake that cake, you're going to take the time to start that business, you're going to take the time to like do that thing, whatever it is, where other people might have just like gone to the store and bought one or not done anything at all. Like I feel like you're very thoughtful and very dedicated. Kitty confirms. Yeah. If you can hear Kitty meowing in the background, Kitty is for confirmation. So you have the Six of Flutes, butterflies. Ooh, I feel like you give people butterflies. Oh, there's Kitty. I didn't realize I left the door to my studio open. Hi, baby. Welcome. Yeah, you want to come up? So Kitty's in the room with us. I'm just going to let her be. If she gets too meowy, I'll put her out. But I didn't realize. I usually close my doors so that she's not kind of roaming around during the readings. But yeah, so you have butterflies. You have the producer plant. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was picking up on. Like, you guys are producers. You create things. You might be very sort of hands-on in the sense that you're good with plants even. Like, you grow things. I feel like you've got... Yeah, there's like, you're a maker, you're a doer, you're a producer, you're like that type of person, and that's part of your unicorn qualities that really make you special, because I think there's a lot of people who don't want to put in the effort or the time or the energy, and I feel like you're the type of person who, if you feel like you want to do something, you just do it. Like, you are not somebody who's going to sit and overthink and overanalyze. I feel like you're just somebody who's going to take action and do it. Ooh, you have the contestant. The contestant. I feel like you excite people. That's what I'm getting from butterflies and the contestant. I just get this sense that like people are very sort of enticed by you is kind of the word I'm getting. Very interestingly. I don't really know what to make of that. Like, yeah, that people are... People are drawn to you. People are excited by you. Maybe even people are nervous around you for whatever reason. Maybe because they see you as somebody who's really got their stuff together, and like, you're very grounded. You're very down to earth is the energy I'm getting. Like, very practical, very hardworking, very dedicated, determined, deliberate. And I think people feel like that boss energy from you, because that's really what I'm feeling, is like that boss energy, but not in like a threatening way. But I think some people get butterflies or they get nervous around you because they perceive you as like, yeah, they just feel your power. And as a result, they get a little nervous around you. That's interesting. So let's take a look at your last unicorn tarot cards as well. You have the Page of Swords. Okay. You have the Nine of Coins reversed. They said turn it around. Okay, this is meant to be upright. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here as well. Like, from the Nine of Coins, it takes great discipline to be able to build a life of luxury like the Nine of Coins represents. So I do sense that you guys are very dedicated, very determined. You're goal-oriented. Yeah, maybe even organized. You're definitely creative, but in a like very practical sort of hands-on way, which really produces a lot in your life. And we do have the butterfly in this card as well. So she's got like that little butterfly guy on her hand. So I think that you have sort of mastered the art of transformation, and each time that you need to do something, you kind of like find a way to do it, is what I'm feeling intuitively. You find a way to do it. You find a way to make it happen. It's like, if you don't know how to do something, you learn how to do it, or you teach yourself how to do it. And this has got you to a point in your life where you're very stable, secure, and you have all of your needs met. I feel like you're very successful. Group number 3. And again, I feel like that's maybe why some people feel a little bit nervous in your presence. And you have the Page of Coins reversed. Sorry, cups. Cups, not coins. Page of Cups. I wasn't even looking at the card and they corrected me, and then I had to look at it and go, oh yeah, you're right. Page of Cups. And the Six of Wands. Temperance. You have Temperance, and look at that. He's peeling potatoes. That's the vibe I get from you guys. Like, very grounded, very practical. Like, if you want to make mashed potato pie, you're going to sit there and peel all the potatoes, and you're going to do it perfectly. And then you're going to wait for it to boil. And you guys might be cooks or chefs or something. Maybe that's like a hobby that you enjoy or you're very good at, and people think like you're abnormally talented at. Like, that's like your unicorn pricelessness, your gift. But yeah, I really feel like it's more so to do with self-moderation. And I think that the ability to cook or bake or any of those things is really just either an archetype or a metaphor, or it could even be like a literal expression of the fact that you are disciplined, you are determined, and that you are patient. You know that anything worth doing is worth doing well. And if it's worth doing well, then it's worth waiting for, because it's going to create something that is an equal match to what you've invested. So I feel like, again, very practical, very grounded. This is your unicorn energy. And it's funny because even your unicorn that you have here in the card, it's not like a sparkly rainbow iridescent magical, it's not like one of those super fancy unicorns. It's like it looks just like a horse, but it does have the unicorn horn. So I feel like you guys are kind of like the more grounded ones of the group, and it's more like practical. Like I'm a unicorn because I'm so unique, but I'm not like super extravagant, say for example, like group number 2, which was all very sort of like peacocky, but in like the most pure way. For you guys, group number 3, like you're just, yeah, I just get this like boss energy from you where you're always kind of like on the ball. You know what I mean? Like your schedule is very finessed and you're very productive and you're organized. I'm getting like Virgo vibes from you guys, whether or not you're actually a Virgo or you have Virgo in your top 3 in your chart or something like that. We all have Virgo in us, but I'm just feeling like this quality of Virgoanness where it's like everything's planned out, everything's actionable. You're patient because you know the process of what it takes to create something great. And that is what is so great about you and your unique unicorn quality, is that you do produce greatness. You know, like you put in the effort, you put in the work, you put in the time, and what you create, it is magnificent. They're giving me like the chef's kiss, like mwah. It's the toast of the town. Whatever you create, it's like A1, it's 100, it's the best because you put in the most. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you were in grade school or even high school and you had like a class, individual class projects or something like that, and you had to present them at the end, I feel like yours would always be the most polished, the most researched, the most aesthetically pleasing, like that kind of thing, because you put in so much effort into it. And it's like you're probably the type of person who got straight A's or who strove to get straight A's or something like that. And it feels like that's the type of energy you have. And I feel like you really just get straight A's in life, like because you put in so much, like you just don't give up. You really just kind of like buckle down and do it, is what I see. Yeah. And you're the type of person who's like bootstrap, you know, like you will do something from the ground up. You will grassroots it. You will start a movement. Like I just feel this sense of leadership from you. Yeah, boss vibes for sure. Success. Let's get some coffee cup oracle cards for you guys. Thank you so much to the donor who contributed these to the channel from the Amazon wishlist link that I have below. You have nourishment and transformation with the scarab here. I love this card with that, just the gem, the gold. It just screams value at me all the time. And again, we have this idea of transformation that I was talking about with the butterflies and the value that I see here, like highly valuable. And it's funny that it says nourishment here. And we were talking about like food and things like that, like plants and food, and just very sort of grounded energy. Okay, I want to put this over here actually. Yeah, you know that transformation takes time. You know that creating something that is truly nourishing takes effort. And again, that's the patience, that's the unicorn quality I really see here, is this dedication, discipline. It's rare. It's rare to find somebody like that. And it's like you will outbeat everyone because you just keep doing. Ooh, you have a husband and marriage with groom. So I feel like commitment is part of this. I'm getting masculine energy. You may have a fair amount of masculine energy within you, whether you're male or female. It just like masculine energy is a doer. It is boss energy for sure. And we all have both, right? We all have masculine and feminine. So I feel like maybe you have this masculine energy within you that really sort of leads and takes charge and gets things done. It's very sort of, yeah, it is like, it's very, It's very organized, it's very practical, it's very compartmentalized, but in the best possible way, because that's what allows you to get things done. And I feel like you live a life of luxury, because they're showing me this contestant card where the woman's getting out of what appears to be like a limo or like a really nice car, and the 9 of coins is like this really luxurious, lavish, financially abundant energy and very stable. So I feel like this is something, if you're a man, then you've built an empire for yourself, and you really like, the nice sunglasses and the nice suit and like the nice car and things like that. And if you're a woman, then you've really like created something stable for yourself, and you're like the empress. But I also do feel emperor energy within you as well. I feel like you're like a nice balance between those two. Okay, let's get one more of these, and then we'll get some flower petals and some charms. Horse. One of the other groups had this, I can't remember which one, but you have horse, freedom, and action. And we're doing a unicorn reading, and they are horses. So I feel like this is the strength and power that you have is really what I'm getting here. It's like, again, I'm getting like muscle, strength, the ability to pull, like they're showing me like a plow horse being able to pull something into being and create something. Like you're able to carve rivets into the earth and plant seeds and grow them and create a lush garden. Like I feel as though you just put in so much effort, group number 3, and that is truly unique and rare, because a lot of people don't want to put in that kind of effort. And that's why, they say the 1% are the 1%, because they put in that effort. And I'm not talking about like the 1% billionaires, although that could be something to consider here, because I do get very rich energy from you. But I feel like it's like you are the type of person, the 1% of the people who will go above and beyond and do the research and do all the work and look into things. So like, let's say, for example, you wanted to start a company or a business. You would go above and beyond to make that company successful. Where other people might have given up, you continue to persist and keep going and find solutions and teach yourself and learn and delegate and build. And that's why you're like the emperor or the empress, because you have this strength of will and determination that gets you to success no matter what. Wow. Let's take a look at your... it's this one, isn't it? Gardenia. Listen to the divine whispers stirring in your heart. That's interesting, because the butterflies were kind of making me think of like butterflies in your stomach, and I think that's something that we get when we feel really intrigued by something or someone, or we're excited. We're a little bit nervous, but we're excited. So I feel like there's divine whispers sort of stirring in your heart, or maybe even in your stomach when it comes to butterflies here, about something that you're excited about. Maybe it's a goal, maybe it's a person, maybe it's an idea, maybe it's a creation that you want to make happen or to see come to fruition. I do feel that there's something to do with excitement or nervousness. And either it's coming from other people because you're in a position of power, or it's something that you are excited about and you're wanting to create. You have a Dahlia, you have what it takes. That's what I'm saying. Like group number 3, you have what it takes. That is your unicorn quality. That is what makes you so unique, is because you have what it takes, which means like you don't give up. You just do it. You make it happen. Where other people lose interest or get distracted or succumb to their vices or self-sabotage or just give up, you are not that way. It's like you will see it through to the ends of the earth, no matter what it takes. That is why you are successful, or you will be successful if you are not already, because you do not take no for an answer. You say you're going to do it, and you do. You are very reliable, very stable, very secure, very action-oriented. Again, we're getting masculine energy here. It's yang energy. So it's very much to do with doing, and a very sort of hands-on doing as well. Like you're a creator, you're a builder, you're a producer. Like you do something with your hands perhaps, or you just have that quality that kind of creates things into being. That's really what I'm seeing here. Now let's get a couple of charms for you. Thank you so much to the donor who has contributed the resources to get these charms. I invest everything that you guys donate to me back into the channel, so thank you so much. All right, let's see. You have the strawberry milk. I remember group number 1 had this, and I feel like this is kind of like the DIY vibe that I'm getting from you. Like the I want to put it here with worth waiting for whatever reason, but it kind of gives me this vibe too of like this cake. It's like if you want strawberry milk, I feel like you're the type of person who will plant the strawberries and tend to them and water them and fertilize them and prune them and then wait for them to grow. And then you pluck the strawberries and you mash them up and you strain them and you like milk the cow and you put the fresh milk with the fresh strawberries and you have like the highest quality strawberry milk available because you made it yourself and because you took the time to do it right and to make it so high quality. Whereas other people are like, I'm just going to go to the store and buy like the cheapy, fake, artificial strawberry milk. And you're like, no, I need to do it right. And I'm going to do it right. And it's worth doing it right. So I'm going to do it. It's worth waiting for. Like quality, that's really what I feel from you, group number 3. Like you are quality and everything you do is quality, because we have the coins here as well. There's 2 of these different coins. Yeah, two of the coins here. So like everything that you do, you invest time or energy or resources or like mental focus on it. Like you're just so focused on what you can produce. And I want to put them here with the producer plant, because I feel like you guys really, like you have the financial backing to create or produce things, or you will, or again, like you create a lot of value from what you do produce, and then you can reinvest it. Because I was just talking about like creating value, like receiving value and then reinvesting it. Yeah, so you have, I think this is a poppy. It's a little teeny tiny poppy. And this feels like, this makes me think of Flanders Fields. Like on Remembrance Day, we always sing the Flanders Fields song in high school. We had that. I don't know if they sing that in America. That's maybe just a Canadian thing, but like Flanders Fields is where the poppies grow, among the gravestones row on row, something like that. Anyways, it's to commemorate those who died in the war, and the poppies grow on the graves. So I feel like what that's making me think of, basically, let me just summarize it here. What that's making me think of is this dedication to your goal, right? Like the soldiers, regimented, dedicated, disciplined, organized, structured, like very masculine energy. Again, that's what I'm getting from you. And you can be a feminine too. Like you can be a woman or a female, or just identify with more feminine qualities and still have this masculine energy. It's just you turn it on when you need to use it, right? And you're able to really get things done because of it. And you have the rose. This immediately just brought Beauty and the Beast to my mind. So I feel like I want to put it here with Sorry I'm the Worst. And the Beauty and the Beast reference makes me think of like you might have a little bit of like, feel like you just get so dedicated to what you're doing and so focused on what you're trying to create that you might even get a little bit sort of like huffy at people who try to interfere with that. Like not impatient, you're just like, you might have hyper focus. And like as someone who experiences hyper focus, because I have ADHD and potentially autism, I get really super absorbed with what I'm doing, almost obsessive. And if somebody interrupts that, it's really hard for me to get back into gear and to like regain that momentum. And so I get really frustrated. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here for you too. You might have like beast type of energy a little bit, where it's like very masculine, of course, again, but it just kind of like, there can be like a hard time sort of tempering your emotions a little bit. I think maybe that's why we also have temperance here in reverse. And I think that that's why doing practical things with your hands or creating or doing is so productive for you on multiple levels, because not only are you creating things that have value and, you know, sharing your own value through what you're creating, but it's also because it helps to kind of get some of those tougher emotions outletted. You know, it's like cathartic to be able to go to the gym or bake a cake or build a house or create something in your business. It's like the more that you can produce or do, the more that you kind of offset some of that aggressive type of frustrated energy. Now you have a butterfly here as well. So again, the butterflies are very prominent in your reading. There's a lot to do with transformation, and I want to put it here with the Page of Cups in reverse. So I feel like there's something to do with this need to kind of transform your emotional landscape, is what Spirit just said. That's the phrase that they used, transforming your emotional landscape. And I think that this is part of the development of temperance, where you're learning to kind of balance out a little bit of your different sides, because I feel like there's a side of you that is very driven, productive, linear, and there's a side of you that can be a little bit emotionally sort of tumultuous, if we want to use that word. And it's kind of learning to balance that out through transformation of your emotions by taking those emotions and, again, like catharsis, being able to express them through what you're doing. Oh, look at that. You have 3 butterflies. Holy crap. Group number 3. You have 3 butterflies and you have the butterflies card. Like, if butterflies are significant to you, I'm just going to leave them here with the butterflies card. Like, these might be a sign from a passed on loved one for you, or these might be signs that you see regularly. Like, maybe there's always butterflies around you. I feel like there's something to do with the butterfly that's very significant here. And it's screaming to me of transformation. Like, you are constantly transforming. And again, it's like the butterfly goes from the caterpillar. Takes so much time and effort to build the cocoon, and then it goes in, and then it takes a lot of time to really like break itself down into goo and then build itself back up into this entirely different being. I just feel like you are so dedicated to the process and to the goal, and that's what makes you successful, or that you will be successful. We have the music note here. You could be even a music producer, because that's kind of, I just got that message. So for somebody here, you may be a music producer and you are very dedicated to the music that you produce or that you create. Very sort of successful here. You might have to do with some kind of like music, even like a music contest, because we have the music contestant here. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it could be for somebody. You have this little pink bow. I can't get it up, so hold on. Yeah, you have this little pink bow. Please excuse my marked hands. I got some stuff on there and it's stained. So you've got that pink bow. They want me to put it here with the Page of Swords. So I feel like there's a little bit of feminine energy here. We have another bow. Look at that. You have 2 bows. The black bow. Okay, this one really makes... They were showing me a scene from The Princess and the Frog with this one, and now this one really kind of confirms it to me. There's a scene in Princess and the Frog when the prince, he's about to propose to... I'm so bad with names. Like, even in movies I've seen a million times. Anyway, the prince is about to propose to the other person, and he puts this like butterfly bow or like this, onto him. If I can find the image or the scene, I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But it's like something like that. Like you kind of like, you plan things out, you prepare ahead of time. Everything's like neat and organized, and you're constantly transforming though. Like, there's a lot of change here for somebody that's so stable. And I think that's a really very, again, unique quality, because it's rare to find somebody who is so open to transform and to constantly be changing and adapting and creating, while at the same time being very stable, very grounded, and very practical. It's like such a rare combination, and that's what makes you so unique. And you have this cloud charm. And it's making me think that like your mind and your imagination are in the clouds, but your feet are firmly on the ground. And again, that is such a rare quality because usually it's one or the other. If people are grounded, they tend to lose that imagination, or they tend to become too rigid. If people are, sort of very imaginative, creative, big thinkers, then they tend to be a little ungrounded and incapable of creating or producing anything from those ideas. And it's like the dreamer archetype. So again, I feel like you are this beautiful merge between those two. And you have this balance of feminine and masculine energy within you that really helps you to create in such a powerful way. So yeah, group number 3, that is what I see for you. A lot of commitment to your goals. You are a creator by nature. You're very balanced, grounded, and practical. And at the same time, you're able to flow and maneuver very strategically, but at the same time, very, very gracefully and intuitively. And there's a lot of value in what you're able to create or produce. I feel like you're going to be very successful in this life, or you already are, and you will continue to be. So many blessings to you, group number 3. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And if you enjoy my readings and you love my work here and you want to support the channel, I do have memberships available, and they will give you access to ad-free pick a card readings, weekly guidance, live streams where I connect to you guys and answer your questions live on camera, providing healing, guidance, and insight through the cards and through my own psychic abilities. I also am creating lots more how-to tutorials and information on different topics of esoteric and spiritual and healing and psychic development, things like that. And we're also going to be doing tarot courses on the channel, as well as downloadable through my website. It's tarotandbeyond.com. So if you guys are interested in any of that, hit the join button below. And if you don't see it there, you might need to go through a desktop or through a different device, because sometimes the YouTube app on iPhones doesn't work. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.